Everyone wants to be the CEO, the founder, the voice in front of the room. We live in a culture that is obsessed with leadership titles, but rarely do we talk about the posture that is required to handle the weight that comes without crashing, the weight of leadership without crashing. Here's the reality. If you haven't learned how to submit to authority, you will never know how to exercise authority without refrain. You will never know how to exercise authority in a way that has integrity, in a way that truly honors Jesus and serves people well. Whether it's in our faith, whether it's in your faith, whether it's in your career, just in our daily lives, exceptional leadership doesn't begin with the stage or with the title. It begins with intentional fellowship with God. And the first person we have to learn to follow well is following God, and then follow others who are in authority. Now, think about building a house. Nobody walks into a construction site and then just start placing up the roof and the tiles in thin air like that. We don't do that. You lay a deep foundation first. One that nobody sees, but everyone relies on. So it's the same thing that we do in leadership. We don't just start from the roof, we start from the foundation. In leadership, fellowship is that invisible foundation. It's that part that, especially for us as Christians, is the ultimate spiritual reality. It's that place where we ourselves, our whole being is centered in God. And you cannot lead for God until you have learned how to be led by God. It's so important. So important. Christ-centered leadership is just really not about taking charge. It's not. It's about surrendering our will to the master architect. It's about letting Jesus lead us. It's about allowing Jesus to be first, and then we can follow. Like Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. So if we aren't under authority, we can't really be legitimate spiritual leaders. If you are not under authority, you have no legitimate spiritual authority. In a professional world, the principle holds the same. Like the same principle holds true. When you learn to be an exceptional follower, you aren't just taking orders. You're observing how authority works, how decisions are weighed, and how pressure is managed. If you bypass that season of learning, of being under authority, of observing others as the lead, your foundation will be hollow. And I know when I say this, some people are like, okay, I started my business when I was really young. But if you look back at yourself, you had learned to follow someone. It might have been in your home, with your family, where you learned to start following and start just really learning to serve others. That's where it starts. The moment real pressure hits, the structure collapses. Anytime the foundation is hollow, when real pressure hits, the foundation collapses. So fellowship, we have to be intentional in our fellowship with God, because it's something that comes with practice. And so how do we do this to be able to build that fellowship, to build that core intentionally? I think there are 3 shifts that we have to look at. The first one, we have to move from passive to proactive alignment. We have to move ourselves from just being passive followers to being proactive in our following God, in our serving in our different companies. Intentional followers align with a higher vision. So it's not just about what I want, it's about what is the bigger picture for this mission. It's about what is it that is going to be able to help enhance this thing that God is wanting us to do, all this, the company and all of that. It will require daily guidance rather than just asking the stamp of approval in my own plans. I'm going to come to God daily, say, God, what is your will? Professionally, this means anticipating the leader's needs and asking, how can I help carry the load for this mission to help move it forward? It's important that we ask that question. The We have to master the second thing is that we have to master the art of leading up. Intentional fellowship isn't about being a yes person. It's about humility coupled with initiative. It means I'm able to bring solutions rather than just complaints. I'm able to honor those in authority while offering my honest, constructive perspective on where I stand, on where things might help. Another thing that we have to do is to be able to practice private loyalty, how we treat people in authority when no one else is watching reveals our true character. Spiritually, God tests our faithfulness in the secret place long before he can trust us with the public spaces. That's really important. Culturally, how you speak about your leadership behind closed doors sets the stage or sets the pace, sets the blueprint for how others will treat your leadership. When you're with your colleagues, what do you say about them? What do you say about those who are in charge? It's going to determine how others will treat you when you are in charge. So here's our self-audit for day one, and just a challenge that I want us to look at as we step into this journey of just leadership on how to lead well. Ask yourself, where am I currently resisting leadership or guidance? Where am I resisting even God's instruction? Where am I wanting to do things by myself? Whether it's in my relationship with God, whether it's with my boss, whether it's if you're young, maybe with your parents or your mentor or supervisor. Where am I resisting? Is there a place in my heart where there's just that resistance when somebody says, this way, I want to like, nope, I'm not going that way. And I used to be like that. I used to be just so resistant to authority. And there are times when I'm still like that. I have to just constantly say, God, I surrender, not what I want, but what you want. Not my will, but what you will. Your will be done. And so take 5 minutes today and just pause and pray and reflect. Ask God, where am I trying to lead my own life instead of following yours? Where am I leading instead of just following what you are wanting for my life? The next thing I want to do is identify one leader in your life right now. Send them a message. Or maybe if it's your workplace, step into their office and ask, what is a priority on your desk? And how can I help take that off your plate? If it's a professor, ask, is there a way I can help you? It might be maybe coming to class early and setting up some things for them. Some of our professors are maybe older and technology is an issue. Just ask, how can I help you? And remember, you can't skip the foundation and expect the building to stand. So master fellowship today, master building your core, master following, and you will build authority for tomorrow. For day 2 of this series that we are starting, we'll be diving into the quiet lead, and that's just how to cultivate unshakable character when completely out of the public spotlight. How can you just be some person of integrity of character when nobody else is seeing you, when no one else notices? And so I want you, please, would you subscribe to this? Would you share this with someone? Would you leave me a comment? Let me know what you think. Is this series something that you want to watch? It's going to be a 50-day series or a 50-part series